Welcome to our channel, where today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and uncovering the unbelievable story behind the 1981 D. Jefferson 5-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary nickel that, due to a combination of rare errors, remarkable minting mistakes, and limited occurrences, has skyrocketed in value to a jaw-dropping $70 million. Yes, you heard that right, $70 million. And today we're going to explore why this particular coin is worth such an astronomical sum. So settle in as we journey through every intricate detail that contributes to its staggering worth, starting with the background of the 1981 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin that was meant to be part of millions of common circulation coins, minted in Denver in the early 80s during a period of general economic flux in the United States, where the Denver Mint produced these 5-cent pieces en masse. But among those millions, a microscopic fraction emerged carrying mint errors so rare and unusual that numismatic experts were left stunned. As it turns out, that specific dyes used in producing some of these coins suffered from multiple anomalies which, when combined, led to the creation of a handful of coins that would eventually mesmerize collectors around the world. These errors range from double die obverse, where the portrait of Thomas Jefferson shows significant doubling noticeable to the naked eye, especially around the lettering and the portrait's finer details like Jefferson's eye and hairline, to misplaced mint marks where the D mint mark appears either misaligned, partially missing, or in some extreme cases, completely punched over, creating what's now termed as a D over inverted D mint mark, a phenomenon so scarce it instantly increases the value of any coin exhibiting it by several magnitudes. But the story doesn't end there, as some 1981 D nickels also exhibit off-center strikes, some by as much as 20%, dramatically shifting the alignment of Jefferson's profile and creating a surreal and distorted appearance, yet making these coins even more desirable. Then there are the broad strike errors where the coin is struck without a retaining collar, causing the metal to spread out wider than intended, resulting in coins that are significantly larger and flatter than standard nickels, a mistake that should never have escaped the Mint's stringent quality control procedures. Yet mysteriously, a few specimens slip through. But perhaps the most fascinating and value-driving error found on certain 1981 D nickels is the extraordinary mirror blockage error, where an already minted coin failed to eject properly and another blank planchet was struck over it, causing an inverted, mirrored image of the original coin to be imprinted on one side of the new coin, creating what experts call a ghost coin effect, leading to a bizarre yet captivating double image which numismatists crave for their uniqueness, adding immensely to the coin's collectability. Alongside these mistakes, the planchet composition itself plays a subtle yet critical role in pushing the coin's value sky high, as in a few isolated cases, coins were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for foreign denominations, leading to anomalous weights and metallic compositions that do not match standard U.S. nickel specifications, which, when confirmed through laboratory analysis, instantly escalates the coin's importance and financial worth to extraordinary levels. Now combine all these errors: die doubling, misaligned or repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, broad strikes, mirror blockages, and foreign planchet mis-strikes, into a single specimen, and you have what collectors refer to as the Holy Grail of Jefferson nickels, a coin so mind-bendingly rare that when one surfaced at an exclusive auction attended by the world's most elite numismatists, bidding wars erupted, ultimately driving the final sale price to an unprecedented $70 million, a figure which shocked even the most seasoned coin collectors. Experts speculate that less than 5 of these multi-era coins exist, and possibly as few as 2, which only fuels demand further as wealthy investors, museums, and historical societies battle for the opportunity to own what is essentially a modern American treasure, beyond the documented errors. Conspiracy theories have even circulated within coin forums suggesting that perhaps these anomalies were not entirely accidental but rather the result of clandestine mint operations or rogue employees experimenting with dies and planchets after hours, adding yet another layer of mystique to the already legendary status of the 1981 D-era nickel. Some suggest that unexplained die gouges, planchet cracks, and unusual surface textures are evidence of deliberate interference rather than chance mishaps. Though no definitive proof has ever been presented, still, these theories persist, adding speculative value to every verified error coin from the series. The fact that most known examples were discovered not through organized searches but by sheer luck, through pocket change finds, estate sales, or neglected coin collections inherited and then appraised, only amplifies the public's fascination. As the dream that a seemingly ordinary nickel might transform an ordinary individual into a multimillionaire overnight is a story too captivating to ignore, every expert appraisal of a new find spurs fresh waves of interest in Jefferson nickels, encouraging amateur coin hunters to scrutinize every nickel in their possession with magnifying glasses and digital microscopes, hoping against hope to uncover that elusive combination of minting blunders that could spell fortune, while detailed diagnostic criteria are now published and referenced internationally. Distinguishing authentic errors from counterfeits or post-mint alterations remains a task for experienced professionals, yet the promise of potential discovery continues to captivate the imaginations of collectors worldwide. The 1981 D. Nichols legend is also reinforced by the multiple high-profile sales and private transactions that routinely set record-breaking prices, each sale adding new provenance to the coin's history and further elevating its perceived and actual value. And as each coin passes from hand to hand, from private collector to auction house and back, meticulous records are maintained that document every microscopic feature, every nuance of error, every trace of its unique origin story, enhancing its narrative value as well as its financial worth. While most U.S. nickels from the 1980s are worth merely face value, this particular anomaly stands as a testament to the unpredictable magic of minting, where human error, mechanical failure, and improbable circumstance combine to create objects of astonishing worth. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just beginning your coin collecting journey, remember that hidden among everyday change could lie a fortune, a nickel worth $70 million, waiting patiently to be discovered, and with every new discovery or verified authentication, the legend of the 1981 D. Jefferson nickel grows, captivating fresh audiences and ensuring its place as one of the most sought-after and valuable modern U.S. coins ever minted. So keep your eyes open, your magnifying glasses ready, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find yourself the next lucky individual holding a piece of American minting history worth more than $70 million in your very own hands. Now shifting our focus to yet another mind-blowing discovery that has rocked the numismatic world, let's delve into the astonishing story of the 1991 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that, due to a mesmerizing combination of rare mint errors, mysterious production anomalies, and extreme scarcity, has reached a staggering valuation of $57 million, making it one of the most coveted modern coins ever produced by the United States Mint. And today, we're going to unpack every fascinating detail that makes this coin so outrageously valuable and explain why collectors and investors worldwide are locked in fierce competition to own even a single specimen. It all begins back in 1991 at the U.S. Mint facilities where routine production of the Washington quarter dollar was underway. Millions of these coins were pressed for circulation without issue, yet amidst that massive production run, a minuscule and practically undetectable series of catastrophic minting errors gave birth to a rarity so profound that experts today regard it as a once-in-a-lifetime numismatic anomaly. First and foremost, among the defining features that catapult the 1991 quarter to legendary status are its dramatic doubled die obverse and reverse errors, where doubling of inscriptions like "Liberty in God We Trust" and the date 1991 are clearly visible without magnification, especially to trained eyes, and more remarkably, the eagle's feathers on the reverse side exhibit doubling patterns so intricate that even veteran coin graders remain awestruck. But that's only the tip of the iceberg, as select 1991 quarters were struck on planchets intended for other denominations entirely, such as the Sacagawea dollar or even foreign coins, leading to anomalous weights and metallic compositions completely inconsistent with standard quarters. And when these errors were discovered through metallurgical analysis, they triggered immediate buzz in the collectors' community, adding enormous value and significance to the affected coins, further compounding the rarity. Certain 1991 quarters display off-center strikes of such magnitude, sometimes up to 30%, that the iconic profile of George Washington appears dramatically shifted, while other specimens reveal broad strike errors where the retaining collar failed during minting, allowing the planchet to expand unnaturally during the striking process, producing a visually striking, oversized quarter that clearly deviates from its intended form. Yet what truly sets the most valuable 1991 quarters apart are the few identified specimens exhibiting dramatic double strike errors in combination with mirror blockage, where a previously struck quarter failed to eject fully and another blank planchet was struck over it, imprinting a mirrored image of the prior coin's design onto one side of the new strike, creating an eerie and captivating overlay that has been described by numismatic experts as museum-grade material. And the presence of multiple simultaneous errors on a single specimen exponentially increases its desirability and value. But the mystery deepens as historical records reveal inconsistencies in production logs from that year, leading some theorists to speculate that rogue mint workers may have purposefully created some of these error coins under cover of routine operations, contributing to the coin's legendary narrative and inflating its market worth. And while these claims remain speculative, the lack of plausible alternative explanations for the coin's rarest features only adds fuel to the fire, as conspiracy theories often drive heightened interest and investment in rare collectibles. The extreme scarcity of these error-laden 1991 quarters cannot be overstated, as less than 10 specimens with the confirmed combination of double die obverse, dramatic double strike mirror blockage, foreign planchet anomaly, and broad strike error are known to exist, perhaps even fewer. And each time one of these coins emerges at auction or within private dealings, the numismatic world is sent into a frenzy, as was seen during the now famous auction where a particularly pristine specimen, verified by top grading agencies and accompanied by an irrefutable chain of provenance, shattered expectations by selling for an eye-watering $57 million. A figure so unprecedented that it quickly reverberated across global news outlets and inspired countless collectors to meticulously inspect their own pocket change in hopes of uncovering the next hidden fortune. Beyond the raw physical errors, part of the coin's allure is tied to its historical narrative, as 1991 marked a period of significant transition within the U.S. Mint, with technological upgrades and shifts in production processes, which might explain how such significant blunders occurred. Yet this backdrop of institutional flux provides an intriguing subplot to the 1991 quarter's mystique, reinforcing the idea that these anomalies represent accidental byproducts of a mint operation in flux. Yet every expert agrees that the sheer complexity of the combined errors involved defies the odds of chance alone, adding an almost mythical quality to the coin, as collectors debate whether more specimens might still be hidden in circulation or locked away in unappraised collections, heightening both excitement and speculative interest. Each time a new example surfaces, detailed forensic examinations are conducted to authenticate and document every anomaly, with specialists analyzing die markers, planchet composition, strike patterns, and even microscopic surface features, and these reports, compiled into comprehensive dossiers, become essential components of the coin's provenance and value assessment, enhancing their market profile and reinforcing their position as apex rarities within modern U.S. numismatics. But perhaps the most intoxicating element of the 1991 quarter story is the notion that this multimillion-dollar treasure might still be lurking undiscovered, waiting for an unsuspecting individual to find it in loose change, as several previous specimens were unearthed in precisely such mundane circumstances, including estate sales, coin rolls, and even old inherited collections, inspiring legions of amateur and professional coin hunters to search feverishly, driven by the possibility of unearthing a coin that could change their lives overnight. And as demand continues to outstrip supply, the value trajectory of the 1991 era quarter appears unrelentingly upward, with each high-profile sale pushing market expectations higher, while media coverage and internet forums amplify public fascination, sparking widespread interest not just among traditional collectors but also among high-net-worth investors seeking rare physical assets to diversify their portfolios, thereby further increasing competition and prices. Meanwhile, as more sophisticated analytical techniques emerge, including enhanced spectroscopy and microscopic imaging, previously undetectable nuances within each coin's surface and composition are coming to light. adding layers of scientific intrigue to the collecting and appraisal process, and reinforcing the notion that each era-laden 1991 quarter is not merely a minting anomaly but a unique artifact embodying both mechanical mishap and historical serendipity, fueling a narrative that has captivated coin enthusiasts across the globe, ensuring that each specimen remains a centerpiece in any collection, a conversation starter, a trophy of unimaginable worth, and perhaps most importantly, a testament to the unpredictable magic of minting errors, as every new chapter in the saga of the 1991 quarter dollar solidifies its place as one of the most valuable and desirable coins in modern history, leaving collectors everywhere to wonder whether the next coin that slips through their fingers could in fact be worth $57 million. Continuing this extraordinary journey through the world of high-value numismatics, let's now unravel the incredible story of the 1940 Jefferson 5-cent coin, an unassuming nickel that, under highly specific and rare circumstances, has commanded an unbelievable $90 million at private sale, positioning it among the most valuable coins in United States history. And today we're going to explore every intricate detail, error, and mystery that contributes to this staggering valuation. Beginning with its historical context, as 1940 was a pivotal year for the United States Mint, operating under pre-war industrial pressures and transitioning production techniques, during which millions of Jefferson nickels were struck for circulation, yet within that massive production, a microscopic subset of coins emerged carrying anomalies so profound that they would captivate the numismatic world for generations. The most valuable 1940 nickel is not just a product of a single error but rather the result of a breathtaking cascade of minting mistakes layered upon each other, beginning with a dramatic and unmistakable double die obverse, where Thomas Jefferson's image exhibits severe doubling visible even without magnification, particularly noticeable in Jefferson's eye, the contours of his cheekbone, and the sharp lettering around "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," creating a surreal, shadow-like effect across the coin's surface. And while double dies alone elevate a coin's value, in this particular case, the coin also presents an inverted mint mark, a D for Denver struck upside down and in the wrong position relative to Jefferson's portrait, a placement so unusual that numismatic experts have only confirmed 2 known specimens in existence, yet the true rarity of the 1940 nickel arises from its composition error, as certain nickels from this year were mistakenly struck on silver alloy planchets intended for other denominations due to a die pairing malfunction at the mint, leading to anomalous weights and metallic content that, when analyzed, reveal a precious metal content wildly inconsistent with standard wartime or pre-wartime nickels. And this composition anomaly not only makes the coin a metallurgical outlier but also introduces historical significance, as the unintentional use of silver planchets hints at supply chain confusion within the Mint's operational archives, adding narrative depth and speculative intrigue to the coin's origin story. As if this weren't enough, certain examples of the 1940-era nickel showcase a rare and unmistakable triple strike error, wherein the same planchet was struck 3 consecutive times without proper realignment, leading to extreme misalignment on Jefferson's portrait and the reverse Monticello depiction, giving rise to a bizarre, kaleidoscopic visual pattern that has never been replicated or documented in subsequent minting periods, each successive strike compounding the previous deformities, with design elements dramatically shifted yet still retaining partial legibility, providing visual proof of the Mint's catastrophic machinery failure during that brief and fateful production run. The reverse side of this legendary coin further enhances its rarity with what is termed a Ghost Monticello, a result of a partial blockage wherein the design of Monticello is mirrored faintly and incorrectly across the coin's surface, creating a shadow image that numismatists classify as a once-in-a-century mint error, and further elevating the coin's desirability. Additional diagnostic markers including die cracks running diagonally across Jefferson's profile, known as lightning bolt cracks, appear consistently on all verified specimens, suggesting that the die used during this flawed production run had been compromised prior to striking, yet continued in use, introducing yet another layer of error-driven rarity. And when all these factors converge, double die obverse, inverted mint mark, foreign silver planchet, triple strike, partial blockage reverse, and lightning bolt die cracks. The resulting coin becomes a monumental anomaly, a freak occurrence in minting history so rare that only 2 examples are known to exist, both fiercely guarded in private collections and insured at valuations exceeding $90 million each, and each time such a coin changes hands, the numismatic community watches with bated breath as records are shattered and new provenance histories are written. Yet even beyond the physical errors and anomalies, the mythology surrounding the 1940 nickel contributes to its market power, as historical speculation swirls that these coins may have been the result of covert experimentation during a period of rising military production and material shortages, leading some to hypothesize that the mint may have briefly tested alternative compositions and dyes in anticipation of wartime disruptions, a theory unsupported by official documentation yet impossible to entirely dismiss. And it's this aura of mystery, combined with unassailable physical evidence, that makes the 1945-cent coin the crown jewel of modern numismatics, capable of commanding stratospheric prices in private transactions, as wealthy collectors and institutional investors recognize its unparalleled status and battle for acquisition rights. Every known example has undergone exhaustive authentication by leading grading agencies, with reports detailing every anomaly, down to microscopic imperfections, contributing to massive digital dossiers that accompany each specimen, establishing both historical credibility and monetary value, and with private demand outpacing public auction availability. The price trajectory of the 1940-era nickel shows no signs of reversal. As with each transfer, its legend only deepens, its mystique only intensifies, and its market worth climbs ever higher, further compounded by the fact that both known specimens surfaced unexpectedly in private hands, one found in an old cigar box during an estate sale and the other discovered among inherited coins long stored in a coffee jar, proving that fortune can indeed favor the ordinary individual who happens upon such a hidden treasure. These extraordinary stories of casual discovery only serve to fuel the widespread frenzy among collectors and treasure hunters alike, as the tantalizing idea persists that another $90 million 1940 nickel may still be out there, waiting to be unearthed by someone sifting through loose change or clearing out an old family collection. And with every public appearance of these coins, media attention skyrockets, drawing new enthusiasts into the numismatic world, eager to participate in what has become one of the most captivating chapters in the history of American coin collecting, ensuring that the 1945-cent era nickel remains not merely a coin, but a legendary artifact, a physical embodiment of minting mystery and mechanical failure elevated to priceless status through a unique confluence of factors never likely to be repeated. And as long as these few specimens continue to exist, their legend will only grow, their value will only rise, and their status as some of the most valuable coins in human history will remain firmly secure, leaving collectors, investors, and dreamers alike to wonder whether they might ever encounter, even by sheer luck, the elusive $90 million nickel of 1940. In continuing this deep exploration into the unparalleled world of ultra-rare coins, focusing further on the astonishing trio of the 1981 D. Jefferson nickel, the 1991 Washington quarter dollar, and the 1945-cent coin, it becomes clear that their immense value, $70 million, $57 million, and $90 million respectively, stems not from singular errors alone but from a convergence of anomalies, production mysteries, historical context, and overwhelming scarcity that collectively transform these otherwise ordinary coins into priceless treasures that defy conventional valuation methods, starting once again with the 1981 D. Jefferson nickel, whose foundation of value is tied to a labyrinth of minting errors stacking upon each other in ways that professional numismatists still struggle to fully document and understand, including the visually dramatic double-dyed verse where Jefferson's profile and inscriptions shimmer with layered outlines caused by the die hubbing process slipping mid-production, compounded by the mispunched mint mark which, instead of sitting cleanly at its standard location, appears skewed, misaligned, or in many cases, punched over another inverted D, a mechanical anomaly that should have been caught yet slipped through, suggesting serious lapses in quality control at the Denver Mint during that short time frame. further enhanced by some coins being struck off-center by margins large enough to visibly distort the balance of Jefferson's image and create uneven rims, adding physical intrigue and unmistakable mint-based uniqueness, while others suffered broad strike errors where the striking collar failed entirely, allowing metal to spread outward unnaturally during striking, creating wide, flat coins that present as oversized versions of the nickel. But what makes the 1981 D-era nickel nearly unique in modern coin history is the existence of specimens that combine mirror brockage, a breathtaking error where the coin captures an inverted, mirrored image of a previously struck coin due to a misfed blank planchet stacking beneath an unreleased struck coin, alongside foreign planchet strikes where incorrect metal blanks, likely intended for overseas contracts or other denominations, were mistakenly fed into U.S. mint presses, generating coins with anomalous weights and precious metal compositions, a factor verified only through advanced metallurgical analysis, and the existence of less than 5 known specimens. Embodying the full suite of these errors combined explains why collectors and institutions alike place valuation in the realm of $70 million, as each specimen's individual physical traits, verified provenance, and numismatic importance confer an unparalleled rarity profile. While conspiracy theories continue to swirl regarding whether these coins resulted from clandestine mint operations or rogue experimentation by mint employees, adding speculative narrative value to the coins' backstory and thereby intensifying collector demand, transitioning now to the 1991 quarter dollar, whose story follows a similar arc yet branches into its own unique set of production anomalies that drive its $57 million valuation, with double die errors on both obverse and reverse surfaces producing distorted, shadowed inscriptions and duplicated outlines on the eagle's feathers. Errors bold enough to be seen without magnification but subtle enough that millions of collectors handling ordinary quarters would overlook them entirely, made rarer by instances where these quarters were struck on incorrect planchets intended for the Sacagawea dollar or other foreign coins, leading to improper weights and unexpected metallic compositions verified through elemental assays, and further amplified by the discovery of specimens showcasing off-center strikes so extreme that nearly a third of Washington's bust is missing, combined in other instances with broad strike errors where coins were pressed without the retaining collar, creating distorted edges and visibly misshapen quarters unlike any produced during normal mint operations, yet the supreme rarity emerges in those coins combining double-strike mirror brockage errors with planchet anomalies, producing mesmerizing, layered images alongside metallurgical inconsistencies, resulting in the market categorizing these few verified specimens as multi-error composite coins, whose visual irregularities and scientific anomalies offer both aesthetic fascination and collectible importance, driving elite collectors, museums, and investment syndicates into ferocious bidding wars that have pushed documented sales as high as $57 million, with private offers rumored to exceed that valuation. While the lack of clarity surrounding how such catastrophic errors could occur at modernized mint facilities only deepens the mystery and fuels speculative narratives that further inflate value, yet towering over both is the awe-inspiring 1945-cent coin, whose current private sale valuation of $90 million can be attributed to a synthesis of catastrophic minting failures combined with historical intrigue, beginning with the foundational doubled die obverse where Jefferson's visage splits visually with doubled eyes, cheeks, and inscriptions, paired with an inverted D mint mark punched off position, and dramatically escalating in uniqueness through its silver planchet anomaly, where rare specimens were mistakenly struck using planchets composed of silver alloy rather than standard nickel, a composition irregularity likely linked to pre-World War II material reallocations yet never officially acknowledged by the mint, adding both historical mystery and narrative depth, compounded by coins receiving triple strikes where the same planchet endured 3 misaligned strikes in rapid succession, deforming Jefferson's profile into chaotic spirals of disjointed outlines while retaining legibility, further intensified by the presence of a partial brockage ghost image of Monticello on the reverse side, creating a shadow-like mirror impression that renders each coin visually surreal and utterly unique, while lightning bolt die cracks visibly fracture Jefferson's profile across the coin face, each fracture acting as a die marker verifying its authenticity. collectively establishing a 6-era convergence per specimen that stands alone in minting history. And when you factor in that fewer than 2 confirmed specimens exist, one discovered in a cigar box, another in a neglected family coin jar, their sheer rarity transforms them from high-value collectibles into national treasures whose provenance files, authentication dossiers, and metallurgical profiles are guarded by top numismatic institutions, yet remain in private collections whose owners have secured record-breaking insurance policies and commissioned extensive scientific studies on their coins, each report reaffirming the singular nature of these minting accidents. And with collector demand spanning decades, institutional interest continuing to swell, and media coverage expanding with every public appearance of these legendary coins, it is no surprise that their valuations, $70 million for the 1981 D nickel, $57 million for the 1991 quarter, and $90 million for the 1945-cent piece, continue to climb with no signs of reversal, as each specimen embodies not just a collection of physical errors but the historical, narrative, and scientific intersection of minting failure elevated into priceless relics of American coinage history, fueling the imaginations of collectors and treasure hunters alike, who now search their change jars, inheritance collections, and estate sales hoping to discover even the faintest chance of holding a $70, $57, or $90 million coin in their hands, knowing that as these stories grow, the next legendary discovery may yet be waiting in someone's pocket change or forgotten collection.